Hey, it's Diane, Caroline's daughter. This time we're gonna get into some spice, and me not even like pepper. Anyway, how do we keep the spice in our relationships, especially when you yourself are not feeling as confident about your body and you're going through the menopause where your libido is in the toilet? So we are going to go in. Do you know what? Sex in a relationship, as we know, is key. But sex for me has never been a thing. I was single for 10 years and I was celibate. And people might say, You know why? Because for me, sex for me is such an emotional process. So I have to fancy you. I have to connect with you spiritually, mentally, and that makes up the whole process for me. But as you know, us females are very different to our male counterparts. When you're going through things like menopause, sometimes a lot of us, our sex drive is on the floor. And you might think, what can I do to still come to a compromise with your partner? I think one, you need to have the conversation. Let's be clear first with your partner about what is going on for you from menopause point of view. And sometimes being honest about, I just don't feel sexy anymore. Because I think you sharing that with your partner, and hopefully your partner can go along the journey with you. So I recently had a conversation with my other half, and he said to me, which I didn't even realize, that I have sexy underwear and I have some apple catchers. That's the big panty for those who don't know, apple catchers, yeah? And sometimes, I'm a black woman. I wear my bonnet to bed or my headscarf. He recently said to me, that's not attractive. That the headscarf that you come to bed with is not great. And at first, I was offended. Your first initial thing is, who we are talk to? But actually, when I looked at it, we become comfortable in our relationships. And relationships, you guys know this, you have to work on. And I thought, you know what? When is the last time that I put on some sexy underwear or made an effort in the bedroom? Because like our relationship, you have to work on. You have to work on your relationship in the bedroom, behind closed doors. So, me and Ann Summers become best friends. Off me go to the Sams. I'll be honest with you guys, I must admit, G-strings have never really been my friend. They are uncomfortable. Who invented them, I don't know. But I went and I got some spicy underwear. Just a little thing and you know what? I felt good. And because I felt good, when I took it home, yes, all I can say is the romance was back. The spice was back. But you know what? Can I do that every day? Let me be real. No, I can't. I'm tired. Yeah. But I do think we need to be mindful that we need to put that spice into a relationship and keep it going. Whether it's you dress up and do whatever you need to do, whatever is your thing, even if it's every 2 weeks or once a month. I'm not saying that's the only time you might have intimacy, but where you really go that extra mile and dress up, then do that. You can even play games where you get your partner to write down one of his fantasies. These are all the things that keep that in the bedroom spicy and healthy. So that's one of my biggest tips, is to really think about your partner and you on how we can do things together to keep that relationship spicy. My body is interesting and I'm on a journey with it. I mean, I even say, Betsy, what you're following me for? For those who don't know who Betsy is my bottom. Now, it's got bigger as I've got older. So it follows me like an eclipse. But I'm learning to embrace Betsy, you know? But it's also about, it goes back to this mindset. I actually look in the mirror, and I really look in the mirror and see, you know, the little bit on the stomach and the body. And you're just thinking, one, about you need to love your own body first. Because if you don't feel comfortable, when you're there, you know, with your partner, you're not going to feel comfortable. But it's also about having those conversations and saying to your partner, do you know what, I don't feel as confident these days, and they've noticed, but they just don't say. But it's about having those conversations. And, you know, there's some men out there who absolutely embrace that journey. They actually like it that you've got a little bit of bottom. Because I never used to have a bottom. I sure got one now. And funny enough, when I lose weight, I don't have no breasts. My breasts disappear. So actually, there's things that you can embrace about getting older and a little bit more curvy. But it's about having those conversations. But most importantly, it's about having those conversations with yourself. It's about, what things do I like about myself now? What things do I want to improve? Don't do it for somebody. It's about saying what parts I want to improve. Like, I want to get a slightly more toned, you know, and doing those stomach crunches. We are hard work, but it's what I need to do for me, because I know that will make me feel more confident. So I would say, once again, I love a journal. Write down the things that you want to improve for you, and then work backwards in the sense of, how am I going to get to meet my objectives for my body? So you have your own body plan. So you just have your plan and say, okay, week this, week 2, week 3, and stuff like that. And then I would always do a video diary, filming yourself. This is personal to you. It's your own video diary for yourself. And then you will be able to see the changes. I mean, today, one of my girlfriends said to me, oh, God, you've lost weight. Have I? But actually, I've become more toned. That's what because I'm on this journey for me. So get toned. And if you need to go and get a personal trainer or anything like that, or do those things, or watch some of the videos on MyCaroline, some good exercise tips and stuff like that. But whatever you do, do it for you, because you will not keep it up if it's for somebody else. So what are you waiting for? It's such a personal journey where it comes to your sex drive. I've got friends. We're going to actually have her on MyCaroline, and she's a dominatrix. I've got another friend who is my age, and her and her partner are swingers. Now, that might not be right for me, and that's not about me judging them. Everybody does what they need to do in their relationship. So I've got friends whose sex drive has heightened as they've got older, and I've got some people whose sex drive has lowered. So it's such a personal thing. I would say for myself, being older, I would say I'm more experienced, and I know what I want, what I like, and what I don't like. So I'm at a stage where, yes, it's great to experiment with more knowledge behind me, knowing what I like and what I don't like. I think when I was going through my menopause, because I've come out of my menopause now, but when I was going through them, I said my sex drive definitely lowered. But as I tell you, me trying to make everything spicy, I'm coming out the other end. So my partner is very happy. That's all I need to tell you. I'm very happy at the moment, as am I. sex and love are very combined. Do you know what? You can be in love, often in a relationship, believe it or not. We're not always in love with each other at the same time. You can love your partner, but doesn't mean that you're always in love with each other at the same time. And your sex drive can be the same. You can sometimes, your partner can have a really high sex drive and yours is a low, or you're both low. I always say, and I know a lot of people are not always big on therapy, but sex therapists are amazing. I went to one years ago when I was going through something in my life, something quite traumatic, and I went to a sex therapist. And it was really great how they made me come out of myself sexually. And also culturally, we're raised a certain way about how we look at sex, you know, like it's okay. Well, I now know it's okay to send provocative texts to your hubby or your boyfriend, and things to do that can spice up things. I'm okay with, you know, once upon a time, if somebody had told me about sex toys, I would have just gone, trust me, red is an understatement. Now bring it on. So I just think it's different. But one thing I would advise, if you are both really struggling, like I would always recommend therapy, go to a sex therapist. They are absolutely amazing. So what I would say to anyone going through some of the conversations that I've had with you today, I think it's about coming along the journey to discuss like-minded situations in a safe space. And we do have offline and online conversations where you can definitely feel it's a safe place to be honest, transparent, and vulnerable. And we will be having some key experts coming on the MyCaroline YouTube channel, discussing some real key tips and gems that I'm sure will help you. So join the community, because that's when you'll get to know when these people will be on, and you'll be able to share some great conversations, non-judgmental, in a safe environment. So, you know what the drill is. As always, be a part of the MyCaroline community. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, become a member, so you know what to do. You must view, watch, like, share, subscribe. And as always, I'm just so thankful and so grateful for the community, to be a part of this community and to be one of your sisters. And as always, signing off as Caroline's daughter, Diane.